All righty, gang. Here we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Promar Ahi USA Tuesday. We always start the show off with on Tuesdays with a little Promar product, and then we're going to talk about what we're going to keep going with what we were talking about yesterday. But first, let's jump over. Don't forget to leave the stars, the badges, the tips across social media if you want to get noticed. And YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. But gang, we're giving away a case of Baja Jerky to each social media platform for a comment, subscribe, follow our page, leave some stars, leave a tip, leave a badge, leave something so you get noticed. And then we're going to pick one person from each social media platform, and we're going to give a case of Baja Jerky away. All right? So let's talk about Promar, gang. Have you guys seen this bluefin tuna thing that's going on? It's really, really, really good bluefin tuna fishing right now in Southern California. The fish have finally came across the border. There's plenty of fish below the border, but there was really good fishing above the border yesterday. If you don't know where, make sure you're a member of my website. We post everything, game plans on Thursdays at 3:30 in the afternoon, so you don't have to suck at fishing anymore unless you're into that. But gang, they're biting the cedar plugs way back behind the boat, trolled. The Live Deception daisy chain cedar plugs, colors. They're loving the Dorado color. They love the natural wood color. But I'm telling you, you got to have, if you're going down there to look for that bluefin, you got to have some of these back behind your boat, trolled way back behind the boat. The Live Deception daisy chain cedar plugs are working really, really good, trolled way back behind the boat. Now, this is the Dorado color. Don't tell me those 200-pound bluefin don't like to eat Dorado. That's like a little candy to them. They're scarfing those right up. This color, the sardine pattern, and the natural wood color. All the Live Deception daisy chains made by Ahi, part of PromarAhi.com. When you go over to PromarAhi.com on the website, the minute you click on PromarAhi.com, you're going to be on the website. You're going to be there to purchase stuff in their store. When you're buying this stuff, as you're checking out, put in the code YSWG and the number 22. That's going to save you 10% on the product. And when you're on there, you're going to see all kinds of stuff that you need to have. Another thing that's super important to have on your boat is some bait scoops. You want to have these Promar bait scoops on your boat. I like the ones with the extended handle. The handle will extend out for making it for easier to get the bait at the bottom of the tank. Slides in, slides out. Easier to get the bait down deep in the bottom of your bait tank. But I'm telling you, you want to have a handful of these. These float, but you never know. You're going to rip it. The thing I love about it the most is how the net isn't going around the frame, so it's not going to get damaged when you're digging in the bottom of your tank. But you might drop this over the side. You might rip a big hole in it. So you want to have more than one. Where do you get these bait scoops? Well, it's pretty simple. When you're on the Promar Ahi website, just go to PromarAhi.com and you'll see the bait scoops. You'll see the Pro Mesh Series landing nets that I told you have to have. You'll see these Live Deception cedar plugs that you got to have if you're going down there bluefin fishing. You're going to have one or two of them way out behind the boat so you can get a stop on those big bluefin. And there's so many other things. Like last week, we talked about the sabiki rod, sabikis. Promar makes everything we need to be successful in Southern California. You'll be shocked when you go over to the website. If you haven't been on their website yet, you want to go over there and check it out, PromarAhi.com. And the store is built very user-friendly. It's going to be super easy for you to use. You're going to love it. The checkout is phenomenally safe. It's Very, very safe. You're going to love how easy it is for even people my age to shop on there. So go to promarahi.com, pick out a bunch of stuff. You're going to be shocked at how much stuff Promar makes. And then as you're checking out, put in the code YSWG and the number 22, and you're going to save 10% on your order. Don't forget, leave badges, tips, and stars as we do our show here today. And today we're going to keep going on what we were talking about yesterday with the pair of binoculars. A few of our clients talked about how, man, I don't understand, Dave, why you think that we could all afford a $6,000 pair of binoculars. I don't think that. I do not think that. And I try to cover every aspect and every level. I'm just telling you, if you do have enough, you want to make sure that you get the very best binoculars you can. If you're going to spend money on binoculars, you want to make sure they're the best binoculars you can get. But gang, I've caught plenty of fish without binoculars. We're going to talk about trying to see the fish when you're out there trying to spot them and you don't have $1 million pair of binoculars. I understand. The thing is if you don't have those stabilizing binoculars, you're going to have to really slow down a lot to get a good look at the water with a pair of regular field glasses. What I suggest doing is stop, scan around on the horizon and look and see what you're missing. Stop though. You got to stop. You got to slow the boat down, because when it's bouncing all around, when you're out there and you're chasing fish and you're bouncing all around, it's hard to see with the regular pair of field glasses. The gyros make it very easy, but I know most people don't have them. So we're talking about how to do it with a regular pair of binoculars. Stop or slow way down. That's where these deception cedar plugs are going to come in to action, because you're going to slow down to look around. You're going to throw a couple live deception cedar plugs out the back of the boat. You're going to slow down now, and you're going to start to look around while you're trolling around. That's going to make all the difference in the world with a pair of regular field glasses. And what are we looking for? Anything that isn't water, gang. It can be a cardboard box. It can be a trash can lid. It can be a very small piece of seaweed, maybe the size of this hat. Who knows what is going to attract fish? But anything can attract fish that's floating on the surface of the water, because why? The bait congregates underneath floating debris on the water. So you want to just pay attention, look around, slow everything down, and start to pay attention and look at the water and look and see if you see anything that doesn't look like water and go over that way. Another thing is if the ocean's completely flat, like the table right here, and then you see a little area where it looks like the wind is blowing, that could be bait. It could be breezing fish. You could have a bunch of big tuna swimming with just their tails barely touching the surface of the water. All these things I've seen so many times. Or if you look out on the water and you see one little bird, they're going to be about the size of this napkin. One little bird fluttering out there, looking right straight up and down at something. What do you got? You got a bug there? My kitty's just going crazy down here. Say hi to everybody, Finn. Little rescue cat. Remember, we saved Finn. He was not doing good down here in Mexico. He was all covered in fleas and ear mites, but now he lives the greatest life, eats yellowfin tuna. He's got the greatest mommy. Kelly girl takes very good care of him. He sleeps in our bed every night. That's little Finn, the rescue cat. He's chasing a fly around or something. He was going nuts. But gang, it's super imperative that you pay attention when you're out there and you constantly get them, Finn, and you constantly are looking at anything that's not water. Like that little bit of, looks like breeze on the water. We call that a breezer. It could be big giant tuna, but that one little turn that I was talking about before, it can be one just hovering above the water. He's looking at those tuna, or he's looking at some yellowtail, or he's looking at some type of game fish. That turn is right above him, following him along. Watch where that little turn is hovering. And then try to get in front of that turn, stop the boat, throw a little bait, whammo, you're hooked up to tuna. But all this stuff matters, and you can do it without $1 million pair of binoculars. I know the $1 million pair of binoculars makes it easier, but Glenn, one of our clients that watches our show every day, said, Dave, what do we do if we don't have the $1 million pair of binoculars? You got to pay attention. This is what those turns look like in the air. 2 little tiny body and 2 white wings fluttering. They're tiny. They're the size of a butterfly most of the time when you're looking in your field glasses or your binoculars. That one little bird has many, many, many times saved my day when I've got 6 people staring at me all day, or I got 80 people staring at me all day and we can't find any fish. And then I see that one tern bird just up there hovering over the fish. I swing the boat around. We throw some bait in the water. In a second, the boat looks like an umbrella and we're going home with limits of tuna. It happens all the time, but you got to pay attention when you're out there, gang. You'd be surprised at how many times you've driven right by fish and you didn't even know it. Slow down when you're out fishing. When you're on my website, yoursaltwaterguide.com, and you follow the game plan, and I tell you, hey, you want to be out on the butterfly bank this weekend. The fish have moved up into U.S. waters, and you want to be on the butterfly bank, and I give you the numbers for where you're going to be. When you get 3 or 4 miles from those numbers, you want to slow the boat down. You want to slow down. You want to pick up your field glasses or your gyros, whatever kind of binoculars you have. You want to start gazing this horizon and looking across the edges of the top of the water. And you want to start to look for anything, like I keep saying, that isn't water. Once you can start to identify all these different things in the water, that's going to change what you catch. What I see most people's problem is their boat does 30 miles an hour. So they do 30 miles an hour everywhere. You're driving right over the fish. You're driving right past the fish. You're not giving yourself a chance to catch anything. Slow down. Get in the area, a couple miles from the numbers you're going to. Slow the boat down and start to scan the horizon, and start to scan the water, and start to look for things that are not water. That will change what you catch. Many, many days I've saved, like I said, everything because we found that one bird, or we found a piece of cardboard floating, or we found 2 little strands of seaweed floating in the water. And that has changed our whole day. You don't know what the fish are going to be holding on. You have no clue. It could be anything. Pay attention. That's all I can say is slow down, start to pay attention, start to look around, and that will change everything. But make sure you got some cedar plugs out behind your boat. A lot of guys are running the cedar plugs on the spreader bars, but you got to have the live deception cedar plugs in the pattern back there, gang. When you get down that bluefin, so many guys on their private boats this year have already had their trip saved because they had the live deception cedar plug out behind the boat, and then they went by an area of fish that they didn't even know was there. Boom. You get one 50, 60-pound bluefin, your day is made. Everything else is an added extra bonus, and these things will get the boat stopped. While you're scanning the horizon, make sure you got a couple of these out behind the boat. Oh, yeah. How fast am I trolling these? 6.5 knots. That's how fast I go. I know you're way better than I am, and you do it a different way. I don't want to see it on TikTok. I already know the guys on TikTok are way better at fishing than I ever thought I would be. But I'm just telling you, I fish every single day for a living for the last 47 years. And all I try to do on this show every day is help you to be successful when you go fishing on your private boat. Get some live deception cedar plugs. Make sure you got them behind your boat. Color is a preference, more about the person than the fish. Natural wood color, the Dorado color, the sardine color, those will all work. But it's all about having those lures behind your boat when you slow down to start trolling around. I want to thank everybody for joining us today on our show. We have a big surprise. We were supposed to tell you about it yesterday, but everything's in a holding pattern. Hopefully this afternoon, the surprise will come to fruition, and tomorrow I can show you the big surprise. But The rescue kitty's excited about it. Kelly's excited about it. I'm excited about it. Hopefully we can get you all fired up tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But Promar Ahi USA, go to the website, Promar Ahi, type in, when you're checking out, type in the code YSWG and the number 22. That'll save you 10%. Don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to leave a comment. Whatever social media you're watching on, you got to leave a comment if you want a chance for an opportunity to win a case of Baja Jerky. We're not just going to give it to anybody. You got to leave a comment. If you leave some stars or some badges or some tips, I guarantee you we'll see you more better. But either way. All right, gang, that's our show for today. Those of you that watched the docking video, how did you like that over on Facebook? That was pretty cool, right? The whole docking video. That video, we've had over 3.5 million views on that video. That's why we did it live today on Facebook. Those of you that aren't on Facebook, I don't know why you're not. It's pretty cool. It's free. It's easy. Go to yoursaltwaterguide.com on Facebook and check us out. We're doing all kinds of cool stuff over there. Thanks for watching the show today. Thanks for being there. I will be with you tomorrow. It's Kuma Wednesday. Fish Lab Akuma. We'll have some cool Fish Lab lures to show you tomorrow. Hang in there. Be kind to each other. Turn off the news, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.